My name is Ryan Lane, and welcome to my review channel. So for today's movie, I will be reviewing Watcher, starring Micah Monroe, Carl Glusman, and Bern Gorman. So anyway, this film tells the story of Julia, played by Micah Monroe, whose husband, Francis, played by Carl Glusman, has recently been promoted to a job that requires him to now live in Romania. Anyway, so they go there, all seems well, but one night Julia looks out the window and sees someone weirdly looking at her room, and well, simply put, she doesn't have a very good feeling about it, to quote in almost every Star Wars movie ever. Anyway, so throughout the rest of the film, this main character, Julia, she basically learns to confront her fears. And yeah, so let me start off with the good stuff. Let's start off with the cast. The cast is solid. Julia, she portrays a woman who's going through some a bad set of paranoia, which is well warranted, mind you. And her husband, played by Carl Glusman, he's really good at playing a husband who is well-meaning but is kind of clueless and perhaps a wee bit insensitive. Also, Daniel Weber, he also the character played by Bern Gorman, he plays a really good peeping Tom and is really unnerving thanks to some good stiff body language. Like whenever he walks, you know how people swing their arms side to side? He's very stiff. I like that. Really good. Also, the cinematography. The cinematography does a good job of portraying Julia's isolation. Like you'll always see her separated from people in any given shot. Plus, also, as I said before, this film takes place in Romania, so a lot of the dialogue is in the Romanian language. And so, however, it's not subtitled, which puts the audience in the headspace of Julia, further supporting the feelings of isolation for the main character. Again, really good, really good. Also, the blood and gore effects are really good. No, I never felt that's a fake. You know, I never had that feeling throughout the film. Let's see, what else? Let's see. Oh yeah, the film has really good suspenseful sequences, the most notable of which occurs at a supermarket, which is really good. It has good cinematography with good shallow focus and good blocking with the aisles. It's really good. I'd argue it's probably the best one. Not to say that any sequence is necessarily bad, it's just probably the best one in my opinion. However, the film does have some weaknesses. Like for starters, the film does wear the horror genre on its sleeve a little bit too much. It features arguably some of the worst parts, like for example, fake out jump scares. That's really annoying. Like it features a good amount of them, and every time I was like, okay, it's too early in the movie. It's not an actual threat. Come on, let's get this over with. It's not a threat. Yep, called it. Also, there's a dream sequence of which I was like, I called it pretty early on that was going to be a dream sequence. Also, a fake out death. I was like, you're not dead, you're not dead, you're not dead. Oh, would you look at that? You're not dead. You know, it's... let's see, what else? Oh yeah, also, the film kind of cheats the audience with regards to the killer and who is the actual threat in the movie. It feels like simultaneously obvious and yet it somehow still cheats the audience as to the identity of the threat. It kind of feels like, which is rather annoying. So for those who kind of want to play detective of sorts, you're not going to really get that chance per se. Also, the film has kind of a bit of a pacing issue. Like at one point, Julia describes herself as aimless and just, you know, content to walk about the city smoking cigarettes. And I feel like the film contains one too many sequences of that. Like, I feel like the film could have trimmed, like, out some of the pacing a little bit. I get that it's trying to add atmosphere to the film. I get that, but I feel like it just pads the runtime just a little too much. I feel like just a little bit more editing, and I feel like we could, because this film, let's see, this film is about 91 minutes long, which is actually surprising. It felt a little bit longer than that, so I feel like we could have trimmed 5-ish minutes, give or take, and I feel like we could have had a bit of a better paced movie. So I guess with all that in mind, thanks to despite having a good cast and some well-directed suspenseful sequences of horror, the film is kind of weighed down by horror cliches and some poor pacing at times. So with all that in mind, I will be giving Watcher 3 out of 5 stars. Anyway, thank you for watching. Have a good rest of your day.